Mr. Steven Zielinski, welcome back to our podcast, to JurisQ. You and I, we love talking about personal injury law. This is what you do day in, day out. You're off counsel to Herbert Lawrence Law Office in New Jersey. And we thank you for your time in educating the public. And because you have so much experience and you actually been on the other side, you have worked for insurance companies on behalf of of course, the insurance companies, helping them not pay for personal injury claims sustained or filed by the people injured. I want to talk to you about a very common question people ask themselves and they ask on Google. Do I even need a personal injury attorney? Can't I just call myself insurance company and ask them for a check after a car accident? What do you think?
Good morning, Michael, and thank you for that very important question.
Thank you.
All of our listeners and readers have probably seen the good hands people. They put their hands together and they say, you're in good hands. Well, not always. I think that sometimes those hands are dirty hands. And what I mean by that is, okay, the insurance company is required to provide you with insurance coverage provided you pay their premium. And when you pay the premium, the insurance company has a contractual obligation to protect your interests when you are in a car accident or sustain some kind of loss.
Right.
What they don't tell you, however, is that they will investigate every aspect of your claim. And if you know anything about how they do that, they come in and they try to settle these personal injury claims when you're injured very early in the game so that they can pay as little as possible to the injured party. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the old game, and that's what happens today. We as attorneys have been given a bad rap, if you will like to speak so. Right. They tell us that we are not, the persons that we represent us to be. What we in fact do, though, we represent injured victims of accidents, fall downs on premises, right, motor vehicle accidents where you're either a passenger or a driver or a pedestrian. So these people that get hurt are actually victims of somebody else's careless operation of either a car or a bad premises or something of that nature. And they have to be responsible for it. Our job is to make sure that our clients' rights are protected and that the responsible party is accepting responsibility for that. And that flows over to their insurance carriers. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, there's an insurance company involved. Sometimes they don't have insurance. But when there's an insurance company involved, our obligation as lawyers are to make sure that our clients are entitled and get paid what they are entitled to under the laws of the state of New Jersey, which includes their rights to compensation for the careless or negligent acts of the other party. Absolutely. And the insurance company comes in for that negligent party and tries to minimize the amount of the claim or to settle it as fast as possible. The attorneys know the law. We know the rules. There's a lot of rules that are involved in making a claim, in pressing a claim before the case goes into suit. But even after that, if we can't settle the case, we don't hesitate about going to the courts and having a judge or a jury listen to the facts and get into a trial where we will settle or get a verdict for our victims, the clients. So that's why attorneys are important. We represent and we have ethical obligations to only represent our client in an injury case. And that's the key to hiring a lawyer. And you have to hire a lawyer that knows what it's all about insofar as the courts are concerned,
Right.
and what the rules require, the court rules require, and the evidence rules that require. But more importantly, it's important for the client when they hire an attorney to follow their instructions about keeping the doctors that they're being treated with advised and appreciated that
Right.
they need the treatment, and the doctors will in fact treat them and report back to the lawyers, and we will get reports that we submit to the jury at the time of trial to settle the case.
Excellent.
And that's the reason, basically, why an attorney should be hired by someone injured in a car accident, or just consulted if for nothing else, just to call them, and you can get a free consultation by calling our office and speaking with one of us to see if you have a claim. So
yeah, don't be
basically,
afraid.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, Stephen, you are absolutely right. No such thing as a stupid question. Don't be shy. It's always better to ask first and be sorry later. You have laid out a perfect case of why it's so important to talk to a personal injury attorney immediately after. I mean, first call 911, of course, but once you settle in, call personal injury attorney to evaluate your rights, because like you have described for us, like you have seen on the other side, when you worked for insurance companies, they are not there to pay. They're not so eager to pay. You have to present your case. Could be a complex, burdensome process, and your attorney will be there from A to Z to guide you along, to hold your hand until the finish line, until that check. And I want to remind everybody, today we're talking generally about law in the state of New Jersey on personal injury. If you have any specific questions, if you want consultation, if you want a second opinion, call the phone number on the bottom of the screen. Ask for seasoned attorneys, Stephen Zielinski and Herbert Lawrence. Stephen, thank you so much, and thank you everybody for tuning in. And I will come back to you in our next session, and I want you to be very frank, please. Don't mention names, but I want to know what happens if you don't follow your attorney's instructions, okay? I want to hear real life examples, horror stories, pitfalls of what happens without disclosing any or breaking attorney-client privilege, all right?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. See you soon.